Well, Mike, people keep saying to me, what a great game of football today. How did you see it as Chippenham manager?
Yeah, I did actually. I'd have loved to have been a neutral in the stand because I think I'd have really enjoyed that. So, yeah, pleasing as a coach because we're knocking it about nice, we're creating lots of chances. Not quite putting them away, but no, it was a really good game of football.
Do you think 1-1 was a fair scoreline in the end?
I think with the chances that we had in the first half and the way that we played first half, I was disappointed not to come in three goals up, to be fair. I know they played a little bit better second half and they got a couple of good chances. We had a couple of good blocks as well from Reece, from Will Puddy, a couple of outstanding saves. But they've had to do the same with us even in the second half. So slightly disappointed we didn't get the 3 points, if I'm honest.
Because at the end you almost snatched it. 2 or 3 good chances at the end there for you.
Yeah, and we'd worked on training last week with creating a little bit more. So we did some overlaps and underlaps in wide positions to get people in the box to hopefully finish the move. So it's pleasing that they're doing that sort of thing. We just need a toe to put it away, don't we?
And I guess that shows how far the team and the club has come in the last few weeks. You're disappointed to have only, in inverted commas, drawn with the league leaders Wealdstone.
Yeah, and I think if Dino's honest, he's probably the more pleased with the draw. And they've got a very good team, very good setup. They're trying to be a football league club, let alone a conference club. So for us to dominate in the way that we did first half, especially not so much second half because they came into the game, they were a lot better at ball. But first half, there was only one team that was going to win it, and that's why it was a bit disappointing to come in sort of 0-0, 1-0 up.
And you talked about the chances in the first half, but the goal you got from Scott Twine's that's 6 and 4, I think, for him, isn't it? Or 4 and 6, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said before, we'd scored a lot of goals from set plays, so it was pleasing to finish off one of our moves in open play today. And we've looked, dangerous when we've gone up against the opposition in the last 6 or 7 weeks, where we've created quite a lot but not finished them off. So that was pleasing for Scott to get a goal from open play and the team.
And then towards the end, we've seen Dave Pratt come back on again, having been out for a while, and Nat Jarvis. So they're slowly returning in strikers after fitness problems.
Yeah, Pratt has had a calf strain now for about 4 weeks, I think. It was hamstring, and Nath had the calf injury, so he's been out 2.5 weeks, I think that's been. So I was a little bit reticent to put on Nath today, but Pratty I thought did all right when he come on. Needs a few more minutes, but we've got good competition for places. We played excellently at Oxford City away last week with a great result. So if we hadn't have had a couple of illnesses, a couple of injuries, we may have kept the same team.
Now the illnesses, tell us a bit more about Jack Self and Callum Gunn.
Yeah, Jack phoned me up on Thursday and said he had flu-like symptoms, so we just thought in the environment that it is at the moment that not to come into training, so nobody firsthand has had any contact with him, so we just thought better to be safe than sorry. And then later on that evening, Callum also phoned us up and said, look, I'm struggling to get in with similar flu-like symptoms. So they've been nowhere near the club in the last sort of 3 or 4 days, so we just thought as a precaution that we would send them home, and they're probably going to self-isolate for the next sort of 7 days from Thursday. So we'll probably see them again for Thursday training if the league are going to want us to carry on playing for next week as well, especially.
I'll come back to that in a second, but with those two at this stage, it purely is as a precaution.
Yeah, purely is. They're going to go and get themselves checked out with their own doctor as well, just to be safe. If I'm honest, Jack feels slightly better out of the two of them. It seems a little bit more like a cold mixed in with the flu, but Callum he's quite ill, so he's going to get checked out.
So what about then the sort of bigger picture? I mean, a lot of people thought that National League games would get called off this weekend. Clearly they weren't. Do you have any sort of indication or idea as to what might happen from now on in then?
If it was down to me personally, I think because we've got sort of 400, 500 supporters coming to games, I personally think that's okay for us to carry on. I don't think that's going to be the decision of the National League, because I just think that they're getting hammered from all quarters today. I believe on the TV channels and social media. So I think it's going to be a bit of a push. I know that they're going to have another meeting on Monday and reappraise the situation then. So I don't think it's going to carry on next week. I don't.
because 1,000 people here today, a lot of those were neutrals. The hope is a lot of them like what they saw and they come back, but you could argue that so many clubs at National North and National Premier get bigger crowds than Leagues 1 and 2, so I guess where do you draw the line?
Yeah. I mean, I'm just going on what's happened in Ireland with banning get-togethers that are over 500 people, so that was only my little gauge. But I'm a layperson in this. I don't know all the ins and outs. Don't profess to know that. It's just I'm just being a football coach and being purely selfish. That we're on a great run. We want to keep that going. If you've got to have 3 or 4 weeks off, I don't know what the situation's going to be with the league and how they're going to sort it out. So any more than sort of 4 weeks off, I think it's going to be a struggle to finish the league properly, personally. But there's cleverer people around than me, so we can sort that out.
Okay, well, we'll see. Hopefully it's not the last time we talk to you on BBC Radio Wiltshire this weekend, but thank you for your time.
No, thank you, Ian.